Sunday evening, and I was thinking, what am I going to have for dinner tonight? It's a good time of year for starting back a routine. Even though I don't have kids in school anymore, it's always that time of year that everybody's back to school, back on schedule, and things like that. And I've sort of fell off my routine over the summer. It's, as you know, it's Arizona where I live, and 110 degrees, 109 degrees, 115 degrees, and you kind of get in a rut when it's so hot you don't feel like doing anything. So you kind of cut back on working out, kind of cut back on watching what you eat and being healthy, and then it starts to get cooled off here, and it's game on. You know, the weather's great. You can basically do everything outside until next May, till it starts getting hot again. So I thought, well, let's kick this off the right way. So I'm going to show you something that I try to do every morning. It's just called juicing. I use ingredients that work for me. Everybody's taste is a little bit different. Super simple, super healthy, and I'll just show you how I do it. I have a Jack Lalane Juicer. I got it at Costco. 125 bucks, something like that. I've had other juicers, less expensive juicers that have worked really well. There's a lot of very expensive juicers out there. You know, whatever turns you on, whatever you can afford is perfectly fine. You can't really do it in a blender unless you peel everything and you grate everything and everything else in it with a juicer, and it all comes apart, and it's kind of a hassle to clean, but it's all good. It's worth it. The thing that's nice about a juicer is you just throw your fruit in there whole. Okay, so I'm gonna take the fruit and vegetables that I have and throw them in there whole, and it has it grates it, and it actually, all the seeds and peel and all the not so great stuff ends up going into the disposable little thing here. It's what you would put in your compost pile if you had a compost pile. So it's just the things that you don't want in your juice, okay? So what we're going to use, and this is just what I like to use. You could use whatever you want. You could, you know, some things you're going to be like, ugh, that's horrible. It's what I like. So you got to try what you like and see what works for you. I'm going to use a couple of lemons. I'm going to use some apples, and whatever kind of apples that you want. I'm using all organic. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's a lot better for you, and it has a lot better flavor, to be honest with you. It's a couple extra bucks, but it's totally worth it. I'm using carrots also, and I just bought the small carrots because those are the only organic ones I could find today. I have some spinach, I have some romaine lettuce, and I have some kale. And I'm just going to put them all in the juicer, and basically with all the vegetables here, they're just going to go right in. And I'll just show you a couple things because it's very loud and you'll think that I'm totally obnoxious. For instance, you would put it in the chute there, and then you would turn it on. Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to leave that blooper in there because everybody that's ever made juice has done the same thing. They put the things in there to juice, and they forgot to put a cup underneath it to catch the juice. So I'm leaving that alone because you know what? It happens to everybody. So we're just going to go with that. So if I was paying attention, I would put the juice in the juicer, and I'm just going to use this here, and then you would turn it on. Okay, and you would push that down, and then your juice would come out the bottom. Okay, so after I put that in there, I'm going to cut up another apple. I'll put some lemons in there. And all these different fruits and vegetables have different reasons for being in there. All good for you. And you're just going to stick all these one by one in here. And that's going to be your juice when you're finished. So you just have to press down a little bit. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I have the apples and the lemons in here right now. And there's a little piece on the bottom here that you just flip up this little spout, and that'll stop it from coming out for a little bit. And then you'll just continue on with your other things. The kale, you're just going to stick right in there like this. Right down the chute. You're putting the spinach and kale and things like that to save one of your pieces of fruit for them too. Because the kale and the spinach, they're very, almost, you know, not as wet as a lot of your fruit is. So you almost have to force it with a piece of fruit that's has a lot more water in there. And then we should be good to go. Kind of a workout making this stuff too. Some of your fruit and vegetables just don't want to behave. And that should do it. You have a mixture of, it's green, it's orange, it's got a little bit of lemon, you know, light color to it. Mix it up a little bit. And I'll so just mix it up a little bit. Okay, so basically, if you're, if you know, or if you purchase the green machine, that's basically what it tastes like. It's pretty similar. It's a heck of a lot cheaper. And you know, could put your own ingredients in it. So you could put other fruit in it. You could put strawberries in it. You could put whatever you want in it. I like the lemon and the apple together. It could mask a little bit some of your greens. That might be a little bit bitter. The spinach could be a little bit bitter. The kale has a little bit of a strong flavor. But once you have the other fruit in there, and the carrots, and carrot juice is very good. It just kind of disguises some of the other stuff. So, yummy, yummy, yummy. So, starting it right, getting back on it, and here's to you.